Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Rimworld Alpha 14. So this game out last night, and I'm like, I've got to play more Rimworld, so I've already done a 3-hour stream almost. And we're going to be playing some more Rimworld for the channel. Now, for those of you who aren't aware what the game Rimworld is about, I covered it in Alpha 13 for the channel. I've been playing it for like hundreds of hours before that already. Rimworld is basically a game that is inspired by games like Dune and Dwarf Fortress. And it basically aims to tell a story. You manage a colony of a couple people, up to like 20 or something, depends on the storyteller that you have. And you have random AI storyteller that generates a bunch of events for you, like if you're doing really well, you might get attacked by hostile tribesmen. If you're doing really terrible, they might send you a cargo pod with like some food in it or something, to help you out. So, that's Rimworld pretty much, and we're going to be going into that. We're going to be doing a new Let's Play of that. Now we have 3 scenarios here. We have the crash landed scenario, which is the basic Rimworld experience. All that we've been getting up to now is this one scenario basically. The same start every single time, bunch of silver, stuff, random pet. There's now also a rich explorer scenario. People call you crazy for leaving Glitterworld home. You get one person. He starts with a gun turrets researched, gets a bunch more silver and a charge rifle and other stuff. So you can change all of that. There's also a tribe. Now the tribe used to be non-player only. They would randomly get generated on your world, and they would be less technologically, but they'd have bigger numbers to make up for that. So you'd get raided by, for example, if you get 3 pirates, you might get like 8 tribals to attack you. And tribals, they basically, playing them gives you a penalty to research, and it has some other interesting things. But we're not going to be playing as tribals, as I imagine a lot of people will be doing that. I instead opted to make my own custom scenario. We're going to be going as Shipwrecked soldiers. A group of 4 marines survived the destruction of their fleet in orbit of a desolate Rimworld. Your faction will be a colony. We will start with 4 people. They will be between 18 and 30 years old because, well, marines, they're in the army, they're supposed to be young. They arrive in drop pods. They have 30% chance of gaining the trait Masochist. We'll go further into traits etc. when we get there. 40% chance to start with the trait Physically Deaf, which basically means psychically deaf. I don't know. Pronunciation isn't always my best. That basically means they're less affected by psychic drones, etc. And they have a 15% chance to gain the trait Careful Shooter. And we start with gun turrets researched because, well, I like gun turrets. And it makes sense for a bunch of soldiers. Now we also start with the stat Mental Break Threshold will be universally multiplied by 25%. So it is harder for our guys to have a mental breakdown. I went with that because, well, we're soldiers, we're trained for this, we're trained for stressful situations, so I figure it might be a good idea to decrease the amount of mental breaking that we have. It also makes it a lot more fun to play for me, maybe more enjoyable to watch for you, I don't know, we'll see. Now, we've also disabled the incident short circuit, as I don't feel that it has any balance whatsoever. Basically, the short circuit incident entails that if you have a battery, and you have a power line running somewhere, that battery can randomly explode and you will have a fire running in your base. There's nothing you can do to prevent it except not use batteries or solar panels or anything, which I feel is severely punishing and I don't want it, so we've turned it off. Now, we're going to start with 3 assault rifles and a light machine gun, 3 steel military helmets, because of course military, I wanted to keep it military themed, armed to the teeth and all that. A bunch of meals, a bit of medicine, components, a bit of building materials, and the map also starts with 10 ship chunks to simulate the fleet in orbit. And there might be some parts falling down later, who knows. And there is a lot of steel scattered and some survival meals. Right, we're going to be playing on the Cassander Classic Storyteller. There's other people like Phoebe Chillax, who's more focused on base building, and Randy Random. Randy doesn't care. He can either send you 50 raids or 20 farm animals to join your colony. He doesn't care. He's random. I'm gonna go with Cassander Classic, as I feel she makes the best stories. I'm going to be playing on challenge difficulty, not on permadeath, which is basically hardcore mode, etc. You only get one save, it gets deleted when you die. And I don't want that, because I need to make sure that if an episode crashes in the middle, you know, that I have a proper point to restart from. So we're going to be playing without permadeath mode. We can go for a random seed. We'll go with, we'll keep Bundy, why not? This is the random world with the seed Bundy. Look at that, it's beautiful. I haven't really thought about where we're gonna settle yet, so I'm gonna take a look at that and I'll be right back. Okay, I've picked out a nice spot over here. We're gonna be going into a mountainous area of boreal forest. Basically, all the different colors here are different biomes. We've got temperate forest, we've got desert, ice sheet. I think that's tundra, that's ice sheet. Then we also have arid, jungle, and I think there's also extreme desert. There we go. This red dot is a faction base, so yeah, that's that. And there's also the sea technically, although you can't really live there. Let's go in and see who our people are. We've got Marat Cabrera over here, who's a masochist and a careful shooter. So there we go. Masochist makes so that they don't... Well, normally there's a penalty if they feel pain. They like it. And a careful shooter gives them extra shooting, but it also gives extra aim time, but it does give plus 50% extra accuracy. And she has a passion for melee, which means she will learn melee faster. If you don't have a passion and you just have an interest, you get 100%. So, for example, we get 150% experience if we're doing artistic stuff, 100% experience if we're doing mining, and then for things like medicine, we only get a third of the speed. So, it is not effective to train Marat over here in medicine. She's not going to be a good doctor, because she just doesn't care about that, she doesn't want to learn it specifically. But art, she'd love art. Let's see, we've also got Engie over here. It's a good shot. It's a masochist, physically deaf, and a careful shooter, so she has all the traits that we want. Psychic sensitivity, so she doesn't care if there's a angry drone, which is nice. Decent shooting. Passion for melee. Decent level. Social, not bad. Decent constructor. This is a combat engineer. Backstories are just random, but they're fun sometimes. And I think that a combat engineer is quite fitting. Also, 11 crafting. That's going to be good, because we can later on, we can craft things like weapons and gear. There's a rocket engineer. Not good at shooting, abrasive. So, wow, words. Tomine over here likes to insult people. Or at least, she always says exactly what's on her mind, and people usually don't like talking with Tomine. And then physically deaf, careful shooter. Unfortunately, I don't want you. I want someone who doesn't have a 0 in shooting. Oh god. You have asthma, which doesn't help much. There's so many people that are incapable with so many things. Yeah, you're not really a good person either, in my opinion. Sorry about that. Just want to random a bit. Yeah, I'm just looking for someone that's actually decent at shooting. You're too incapable of stuff. I'm trying not to min-max too much, but Jesus Christ, they're not making this easy here. I mean, yeah, you're good enough, I suppose. You don't have any... No, here's the thing, you don't have any passions. You know what, I'll be right back when we've set up all these people. It's gonna take forever otherwise. Okay, we have some colonists now. So we have Marat over here. Good at melee, good at artistic stuff. Interested in mining, etc. So that'll help. A good warden and trader. can help with construction, but for construction we have Amelia, NG over here. 9 shooting, so a good shot. Interest in melee, not so good at social, but a decent constructor and crafting. We've got Kai, who is he's very good all round. He's got good shooting, good animal handling, so he can release the dogs of war. Good at growing, so he can tend to our plants. Actually make sure that we grow things like potatoes and rice. He's got an interest in mining, artistic stuff, cooking, social and melee as well, so, you know, he's gonna be a jack of all trades. Just like Dafo over here. 6 at shooting, so he's not the best. 8 at melee, which isn't bad. He can be a doctor, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna hunt a lot of, like, rabbits and let them bite us. And he's gonna treat the people. And because he learns at a fast rate, just treating, like, inconsequential small wounds that shouldn't infect, we can get his skill up higher, and then he'll be a good doctor. He's also interested in cooking, a bit in growing, that's about it. So this will be a good bunch to go with. Ironically, I've only told him like, hey, 15% chance to have careful shooter, and all of them have careful shooter. Yeah, which means we're going to be more accurate, so there we go. Let's do this. And I think we'll call this, I'm not quite sure what to call the save yet. Oh. I'm pretty sure that wasn't a typo, but yeah, your planet had just become spacefaring. Your technology was nothing compared to the federations and corporations already inhabiting space. They destroyed your fleet. Some marines from a transport ship reportedly crash-landed on a Rimworld nearby. Can you guide them to survive and perhaps even thrive on this hostile planet? I thought it was a pretty cool intro. I didn't notice a typo. I'm pretty sure there wasn't a typo, but I'll have to go back and double check. So we have 3 normal steel military helmets over here, a light machine gun, a bunch of meals, a bunch of assault rifles, and some helmets. Now we have a pretty cool place here. I'm not quite sure where to build though, if I'm honest. Like, there's a steam geyser over here, which we can use to generate power. And there's a bunch of ship junks over here. And more steel over there. We could go into here, which is defensive position. Although there are marshes here, which we might be able to turn into land that we can work at some point. There's also some water here, more marsh. That's the hallmark of the boreal forest. A lot of marsh and a lot of intraversible ground. Yeah, that's an interesting shaped mountain. We have some gold over here. It's almost half tempting to build in here, but we'd be able to be assailed from all angles and tunnelers could literally dig into our backyard. So I don't think I'm going to go for that. We're going to probably settle over here. It's not near a steam geyser or anything. And steam geysers are a very good source of late game energy. Unless we can find one in the mountain, it's very unlikely we'll find one. Now digging into the mountain seems like the best idea, because obviously if you're in a mountain you can't be shelled, right? It's gonna land on the mountains over your head. And to a certain way the game does reflect this. But there are nasty surprises that can be found inside these mountains. I'm not gonna spoil what, but we'll probably run into them at some point. So let's get this underway, shall we? We're gonna make a temporary stockpile over here. And that will basically tell our people, hey, all this stuff, you're gonna haul it all the way over there. Now we're gonna get Marat over here. Actually, I'm sort of debating. We might get Dafo to get the LMG. Then we're gonna get NG, Marat, and Kai to grab assault rifles. We're gonna bring the medicine as well, that's pretty useful. Now our first priority here is to haul the stuff. Maybe give people some helmets. Force wear, and there we go. You get to wear a helmet, and you get to wear a helmet. Oh, he's gonna haul that. I mean, that's fine. Murat is incapable of hauling for us, which is unfortunate, but that is the way of things. We're gonna start cutting down some trees here. First we'll clear like this zone, then we'll build a temporary building around it. So that we can actually have a roof, otherwise things will slowly decay. At least certain things, like the medicine. Not everything will decay, so for example metal and things like that will stay. Whereas, you know, obviously fabric will rot away, slowly. There we go. It could also get caught on fire and everything, and fire is bad! I hope I don't have to tell any of you that. We'll build a temporary shed, probably, where we'll store our stuff. We'll change the material over to wood, there we go. We'll make an entrance on both sides, because we're nice like that. I'm gonna place a wooden door on both sides, and there we go. That is going to be where they will build our house. Well, I say house, it's more of a stockpile area than anything else. We do have some more wood, and we're starting to haul some metal over there as well. We should have enough wood to finish everything in here. If not, we can always cut down some more trees. After all, we are in a boreal forest. It's not like trees will be hard to find. There we go. We're making good progress. Now they can fail construction jobs. It doesn't actually waste the materials. It's a new addition in Alpha 14. There's been a lot of changes. For example, there have been new animals introduced. For example, we've got the old muffalo over here, the squirrel. Those were already in the game, but there's also, if we can find something, the timber wolf, for example. Look at that beauty. And I'm fairly sure there's got to be more than just the timber wolf. We find anything? No, it's pretty barren over here. Don't think too many... Oh, no, there we go. We've got a turkey. And there's also things like emus. You can have grizzly bears, although they were in the game already as well. There's a raccoon over there. This game is pretty gorgeous, and I keep gushing over it every damn time I play it. It's just so beautiful. Looks like we've nearly finished our building over here. We're just cutting down some plants. And it's a good thing too, because it is getting dark. We're going to go into furniture. We're going to assign them temporary sleeping spots. They're going to crash onto the ground. It's not very comfortable, but it's a place where they can sleep. And they'll go to sleep. If only we could haul that one piece of medicine inside so we're not blocking the door anymore. There we go. Just need to finish one more corner and then everything will be done. Now, since Alpha 14 we actually need to build a roof over here, which you can see happening right now. It used to just be automatically built, but not anymore. You'll have to maintain that. We could Kai wandering around, going for a walk. So the colonists need things like joy and food. Obviously, rest, beauty, comfort, space. That's basically things. If there's not enough beauty, like if there's blood on the floor, they're not going to be happy. If they are sitting on a nail that's sticking out of a chair, they're not feeling very nice. If they're crammed in a small space with a lot of people, they're not happy. You can see thoughts over here that affect their mood. We have a extreme break threshold of 1.2%. Because we multiplied the break threshold by 25%. Minor break, 16%. Major break, 16%. Minor break, 31%. So basically, the less happy they are, the more severe of a mental break they can get. They can also have happy thoughts, of course, and if they're happy, you're good. You can get them to be happy by feeling their joy, giving them good food, better meals, give a nice thought buff over here, like low expectations, which is what you get at the start. Otherwise, everyone would be miserable right away. Yeah, there's things like eating a fine meal. Ooh, I feel good. Ate without a table. Aw, I can't even have a table to eat with. And I have to sleep on the ground as well, in the cold. And people are walking while I'm sleeping. You know, that sort of thing. Also, this guy has been trying to engage in romance with Engie, and he's been denied. That also doesn't make him feel very good. But yeah, let's give them some orders, shall we? We need some more wood. And then we're gonna start mining our way, because we're probably gonna mine into the rocks here, let's be honest. It does sound like a pretty cool way to go. Must designate plant. Oh, I'm still using the harvest tool. I'm gonna use like a main entrance over here, and then we wanna make this dry land at some point. It's gonna take some effort. Now, meanwhile, while we do that, there's also other things we need to talk about, like a growing zone. We're gonna be growing some food here. It is the 2nd of summer, which we can see over here. And over here it says growing period from the 1st to the 11th of summer. What does that mean? Well, it is warm enough, technically, for the plants during this time to actually grow and harvest properly. So we're gonna go for rice, because rice grows the fastest of all plants. And then we're going over here, and we're gonna add another field. And we're gonna plant potatoes over there for a bit of meal diversity. Diversity doesn't really matter that much to the colonists themselves, but it's a nice thing to have anyway. Plus, different plants give different yield. For example, rice grows faster, but gives only 6. Whereas potatoes take a bit longer to grow, but they grow 8 per plant. You know, it all depends on what you really need. What we're gonna do is we're probably gonna build a wall over here to keep people out that we want to keep out. We'll probably build a second wall over here later with like a choke point to kill raiders. Because, spoiler alert, people might show up that don't like us very much. We'll hunt this turkey in a minute after we've established some basic stuff. And then we'll show you how that works. So we want to go over into here. We want to build a wooden butcher table. We're just going to build it outside for now. We might be able to build a kitchen somewhere at some point. We'll probably build it over here. So we'll place it over there in preparation for that. Where did that turkey go to? He's right over there. We're going to order the hunt. Now we can either wait for one of our colonists assigned to do hunting in the work priorities list over here to go out and do the hunting. Or we can right click and tell them, hey, you are going to prioritize hunting that turkey. So our best shot is going to go out and kill us that turkey. Okay, so now just an event popped up. A turkey is attacking after being harmed. Turns out he can be pretty annoyed. He is bleeding heavily and he just got shot to death. So that's the end of the turkey over there. He's gonna be laying there to rot. Eventually his body will decompose and we won't be able to get any meat from him anymore. But if we add a butcher command and we check the best person available for cooking, that would be Defo. We can right click on the butcher table to tell him to prioritize butchering anything that might be out there. And he goes out and gets the closest thing, which is the turkey. And we're gonna start butchering it. There we go. We now have 53 turkey meat. It's not refrigerated, so it's gonna spoil soon. We have visitors from Sightmaster's Ridge. They seem to have a few items to trade, so that's pretty cool. It's the wife of colonist Engie. Wow. Oh no, wait, Engie is his wife, yeah. I mean, I don't judge. So where are they? Oh, there they are. Yeah, so this is the husband of Engie. What a coincidence that we managed to crash land on the same planet. Now, you can try to arrest visitors and try and take them prisoner, and then try and basically persuade your prisoners that, hey, this colony's pretty nice, don't you want to live with us? Instead of those other people that you used to be with. We're not going to do that, obviously. So, odds are that we'll never see Engie's husband again, as he is either going to die off camera, which is not actually a thing, it's just like quote-unquote lore that you might want to think up. Or he just never visits again, which is far more likely to happen. Now, Marat is our best social person. We're gonna get Marat out here to talk to Manuel about possibly buying something from them. They are selling simple meals, but they're asking 24.5 quote-unquote dollars, or silver, because silver is the currency in Rimworld, for meals. Now we don't have any silver, because we didn't land with any. Our soldiers are broken, so we can't buy anything. And I don't want to sell medicine, I don't want to sell components, because we need components to build machinery, and I don't want to sell meals, because selling meals to buy meals, that's not the best choice to make, let me put it gently. Angie is watching the sunset, Kai was idle. I'm gonna want Kai to walk over here, because this is suspicious. There's a wall here. Apparently, there's nothing hiding behind it, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get Kai temporarily to work as a... Actually, no. Kai, you don't have to do any of that. We'll get Angie to go over there, because it is safe. And we'll check out what is in the room, or at least what is behind the wall. Literally nothing. So what could have happened is... So let's say, I'm trying to find a good example over here, because I'm pretty sure there's at least one room on here, on this map, that has it. I'm just saying that based on experience. There's almost always one room that has like some horrors inside with like possible treasure as well. I don't see it yet though, so... It might not be there, it might also be very well hidden, or just dug in a mountain, who knows. Basically, if you sometimes walk near a mountain that has walls in it, you can get an event message to pop up, basically warning you that you get a bad sense of foreboding. Oh look, that might be it. Can we get Angie really quickly to march over there? Would love to be able to illustrate my point here. Ancient danger. Yes, there we go. As Angie draws near the ancient wall, a sense of foreboding overcomes her. She isn't sure why, but she feels that this dusty structure may contain great danger. So yeah, that's basically what I meant. I was afraid that that might be there, but it's over there in the mountain we're trying to call home. That's not the best thing to happen, I'm not gonna lie. Let's build ourselves a fueled stove over here. Now what's a fueled stove do? We'll show you in a minute. Davo thinks you should give this community a name. Well, we will. In the next episode. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, and then please do leave a like down below. Leave a comment if you have anything to say. And if you want to see more, why not subscribe? Anyway, until next time, have a good one, folks.